Good morning. We're taking questions. We are taking questions, okay? We're taking questions. Hello, Tina Ali, how are you? We are taking questions. If you have a question, please put in the comment. We are just taking questions today. By the way, when we start, you just have to, you just have to do it. You just like and share. Meanwhile, we are taking questions. I'm gonna double check to see if there's any immigration news going on. I'm trying to put my I'm trying to put myself on YouTube, on IG, so that you have a question. Okay. Hold on just a second, please. I'm just trying to put myself on. Just hold on just a second. Just hold on a second, please. I'm putting it. So that people will know I'm here already. Okay, so what's going on? Thank you for showing up. Good morning. Good morning. It's 10:55 a.m. We just got started. We're taking questions. Hello, Ali. How are you? Good morning, Mike Johnson. How are you? I have a question for a friend. Her case is pending with immigration court, and now she has I-1 approved. Can she adjust status? When the case is already in immigration court, it means the person, the general rule is that the person already overstayed. That's why they are in court. I don't think they're gonna just start this because unless they overstay for less than 6 months, okay? If they overstay for less than 6 months, they can adjust status, or if they have 245I, they can adjust status. Or if they're claiming technical reasons as an exception, it might work or not work. There's a lot going on with that case, okay? The general rule is no, because of overstay, because this is employment based. The priority date is current. Priority date is current, but the person is in removal, which means that they overstay, okay? As I was saying, if a person overstays their visa, when it comes to employment based, a lot is going on there with that case, okay? If they don't meet the exception for 245I, it's not going to work. If they don't meet the exception for technical difficulty, the technical reasons, not going to work. If they overstay for more than 6 months, it's not going to work, okay? When it comes to employment base. I don't know what the defense they have. Hello, Mohammed. Good. Oh, nice to hear that. Leslie case status shows cases waiting for interviews. It's been 1 month, didn't get notice to interview. Is that normal? Mohammed MK88, do you know that they suspended all green cards based on asylum? They're not processing the case. So it's normal because they are not processing any case when it comes to asylum, green card based on asylum. So the case is just going to be there until they start to process the processing case again, which I don't know when. So pretty much they are not processing any case. That's why the case is still sitting there, okay? Do you think she filed motion to IG? Will she be wasting her time that she can try? I mean, if she has argument of technical reason, she can. She's already in court, right? If she has argument for technical reason, she can try that. But you know, employment based, when you overstay the visa, unless you meet an exception. If you don't meet an exception, it's just not gonna work. That's just how it goes. Due to delay in AR system. No, the delay has to be caused by USCIS, not EOR. When you already in EOR, you already overstay. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Anybody else? If you have a question, please put it in the comment. We're trying to answer questions. Meanwhile, I'm trying to see if I can get some immigration news. Okay, I'm trying to see if we have immigration news, because sometimes we just don't have immigration news, because it's the same old news we already know. I want to see if there's a new thing going on. Let me see. Give me one moment. Let me check. Hold on. Yeah, we don't have a news. We just no, we don't. Well, let me double check. Let me continue to check if we have a news. Can they reopen whom that have been dismissed from court without prejudice? Why would someone reopen? If they dismiss, you don't reopen. You don't have a case to reopen because the case has already been dismissed. So there's nothing to reopen. The reopen case that has been terminated, they have been decided, but the case has already been dismissed, so there's nothing to reopen. The case has been dismissed. It's actually good. There's nothing there, so the person can already go and adjust status because the case has been dismissed. Good morning, Joseph Bula Bula. How are you? How are you feeling this lovely morning? How are you feeling? I want to see if there's a new breaking news. I don't think so. Do we have a breaking news? We already know the news, right? The same news going on, deportation here, this person got arrested here. Yeah, I don't see any like particular news except for what we already know. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna go over it. Let me take questions first. I'm gonna go over it later. Okay. So let's go. Can we say that matter of Obama, matter of ELCA under Section 245 will that help the motion qualify for adjustment of status? What does matter of Obama and matter of ELCA says? Are you talking about the technical reason difficulty? Yeah, because I don't know that matter or burn and LK, what it says exactly. I never work on that specific matter. So if it's claiming technical difficulty, then the person will argue. That's it. It's up to the judge to decide, right? I've managed to expedite my VAWA and receive error fee. Struggle. There's a lot of. I have managed to expedite my VAWA and I receive a error fee, and I'm struggling. There's a lot of information. Do you help with this? Do I help respond to a request of evidence, like file the response? Yes. Do I help to consult and just advise on what I think you should do? The answer is yes as well. Either way, you still have to schedule consultation, okay? And send the letter so we can read it, and then we can advise you exactly on what you can do. Okay, let's see. Let me put the consultation link here. The consultation link is right there, okay? TMK. The consultation link is right there. They said Trump was opening cases, but Shahid Kadosh, isn't it that the case was already dismissed? If the case is dismissed, it's actually good. There's no case there. What are you trying to open? The case is dismissed. There's nothing to reopen. When the case is dismissed, it simply means that there's no more case. Then you can go and do what you think you can do. So I don't understand your question. Highland Fine went into effect yesterday. The 998 fine went into effect yesterday. I don't know about this. The one that Trump says he's going to be charging people for overstaying. It probably went yesterday, but really, who has the money to pay that anyway? My N-400 was not marriage-based applications. And what is the question, Ahmed? We don't see the question. We only see the sentence. Yeah, we don't see the question. Above. I don't see your question, Ahmed. Ahmed, I don't see any question above. Can you just write it above? Hi, are you talking about the question that Baba T is asking? That's your question? Because I don't see any Ahmed here with a question, okay? Yeah, just please put it again because I don't see it. Is there any update on work permit for asylum seekers? Was it a problem with that work permit? I don't think there's a problem with work permit for asylum seeker. There's no problem going on with that work permit. The problem that is going on is for green card for asylum seeker. The processing of those green cards has been suspended. That's the problem we're having. But as far as work permit, I didn't hear anything. Okay, I did not hear anything. My question should have been, can your dismissal be revoked? I don't think there is. The way I'm going to answer is this: if a person case has been dismissed, it simply means that at that point, the person is no longer in removal. But if you don't have anything else that you're working on, DHS or ICE can pick you up. Now that they're trying to deport, they can still deport because you have nothing else going on. But if the case was dismissed, then you file for a green card, then you have something going on. So that's how I'm going to answer that question. Okay. Okay, I will hit type. Okay, we're waiting for the question. Okay, I have my oath ceremony scheduled. Between my interview and oath date, I was divorced and got married again to a different person. Should I be carrying my divorce decree and marriage certificate? Yes. Yes, you should have it. The simple answer is yes. Because they will go over the application and they'll ask you what you're trying to update. Then you update that you got divorced and you got married again. Yeah, the simple answer is yes. Okay. You're welcome. Yeah, the simple answer is yes. Okay. I was trying to see if we have a specific immigration news. I'm just going to go over the news that we have here. Okay, so let me go over the news that we have, at least some news, right? Because we always want to stay updated. Let me share my screen so we can go over a couple news we have here. Okay. Daily immigration news. This is April 29, 2025. Okay. And then you can go on your local and national media coverage for major immigration news. But this is the first news. You see, Trump wants to bypass immigration courts, and the expert one, it's a slippery slope. So basically, deporting without hearings. That's what that's the goal. You know, that's what they're trying to do. Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna show here. Yeah. Okay. It says here, President Trump is chipping away at the right of due process within the immigration court system. Immigration lawyers and former judges say in an effort to fast track deportations. So basically, they want to just go with expedited removal, which simply means that removal without hearing from an immigration judge or immigration court. Expedite removal. That's what they are really planning, because they really want to, you know, fast track mass deportation. Okay. That's the first news. That's the goal. That's what they're working on. That's what they did to other people, like alleged gang members from El Salvador. Okay. That's the first news. Let me stop here. Second news. Mothers deported by Trump deny chance to transfer custody of children. Wow, this is really bad. It says that mothers deported by Trump deny chance to transfer custody of children. 2 women and their children who are U.S. citizens held in complete isolation before being put up on flight to Honduras. So I guess the mothers wanted to leave the children here, you know, give custody of the children to somebody who's here, but they didn't get a chance to do it because they were already in deportation flight. That's why it's always better to be prepared, because you don't know when you go to those hearings, you don't know exactly what's going to happen. I mean, the hope is that you win, But if you have children and you want them to stay, you should do the custody already. Arrange for custody, arrange for things that if you're not here, how it's going to play out in advance. Because when you go to those court hearings, you never know what's going to happen. Okay. Yeah, 2 women who were deported to Honduras alongside their U.S. citizen children were held in complete isolation and denied any opportunity to coordinate the care and custody of their children before being put on a flight, according to one of the lawyers representing them. So basically, you gotta be prepared in advance, because you never know, you might not win, things might happen, especially if someone has already been order removed. So there's no more opportunity to be heard because you've already been heard. Gotta prepare of your staff in advance so that you don't fall into that type of thing. Behind Trump push to a whole immigration due process, right? So this one is pretty much like the first one, basically expedite removal without court hearing. Trump signed 3 executive orders addressing immigration and policy. Okay, let's see what it is. Okay, what I'm saying here, President Trump signed 3 more orders on Monday, including one targeting local jurisdiction that the administration says are not cooperating with its aggressive immigration crackdown. So basically, one order directs the Attorney General, okay, and the Secretary of Homeland Security to publish a list of states and local jurisdictions that the Trump administration consider sanctuary cities. Basically, the sanctuary cities is where in that specific state, the police doesn't collaborate with federal agents to facilitate deportation. That's what we call sanctuary cities. But now this administration is going after them like boom, boom. And then the second order instructs the Trump administration to provide legal resources to police officers accused of wrongdoing. Wow. Review and attempt to modify existing restraint or enforcement. And then the last one, the third one, executive order seeks to enforce existing rules requiring professional truck driver to be proficient in English. Wow, this one, basically they're saying that truck driver need to be proficient in English. Yeah, it's a non-negotiable safety requirement for professional drivers. So if you're a professional driver, truck driver should be able to speak English. Otherwise, you cannot be doing your job. That's what the executive order says. Yeah, okay. And then we have this one, Trump backed down in legal fight over cancel. This one, at least this one, they backed down. The legal fight over canceling international student status record for now. For now, they are restoring all those status that were canceled in their error or without notice, that when it comes to international students. At least this fight, they gave up on this, at least for now. Trump opponents see kids as a shield hill of immigration crackdown. So yeah, this one is bad as well. Let me click on this one. President Trump has fallen into yeah, you can read it. Has fallen, yeah, the people who accused him years ago, you know, this policies, it's called zero tolerance policy. You know, Trump 1.0, it was the same thing, separating children and stuff like that. But anyway, the same thing came back again. For deporting parents without their children in tow are now lambasting him for sending the children with their parents. Well, at first it was separating parents with children, you know, they know zero tolerance policy. And now they're taking you with your child, just go with your child, because it's like you before you were saying that we're separating you. Now just go with your child. That's what they're doing. Okay. It's just a news to know. Yeah, this one we already talked about. The sign order requiring nationwide list of sanctuary cities. They want to know what city is sanctuary, and they want to punish them. And they'll be charging official with obstruction of justice, stuff like that. Trump official defend deportation for U.S. children. US, including one cancer deported. This one, yeah, this was bad too. 2 children who are US citizens, including one with cancer, deported with their mother. Despite concern of due process. Okay, but this one too, this 100 days is gonna be tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow it's gonna be 100 days in power. President Trump administration is focusing on his record on immigration Monday ahead of 100 day. White House press secretary Tom Homan held a morning news briefing ahead, signing executive order later in the day, including the one that directs administration official to publish a list of so-called sanctuary cities. Yeah. So 100 day, we have a lot of policies. Among other, is the Trump order targets sanctuary cities for obstructing enforcement of federal immigration law. That's what I said. They're gonna charge official with obstruction of justice. Yeah, 100 days of power is gonna be tomorrow, and yeah, they are going to give us a summary of what they've done. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here. Those are the latest immigration news. Pretty much the thing that you already know. Yes. Okay. Okay. For my oath ceremony is asking history of my travel and any change in marital status. Does this question have any effect on the oath of ceremony? Oh, Ahmed, oath ceremony. Oh, oath ceremony. You already like did your interview, right? Now you're just going to take ceremony. I think the question on that forms usually ask about criminal records. If you've been arrested since the interview and stuff like that. So, but in any way, you should bring your marriage degree and divorce decree just in case they go over that oath ceremony application. It has like 5 questions on it. So those questions has effect. You need to answer them. Those 5 questions that are on that paper, you really have to answer them. Yeah, you have to answer those questions truthfully. Okay. By the way, please like, please share. Okay, we keep answering questions, but you need to be liking and sharing so we can keep. We are going to move to the next questions. So you need to like and share. Please like and share because we have to move to the next question. Okay. Okay, we have here. I have a U.S. citizenship, but I gave guardianship to my mother. But if my U.S. citizenship 2021 petition. Okay, so you gave guardianship to your brother, not your mother, your brother. Why did you give guardianship to your brother? Is it this? Is it a case of SIG that, or the child was born here, they got the U.S. citizenship naturally, like by being born here? If the child case involved being a SIG, special immigrant juvenile, then you cannot, because you gave up. So if it's under different situation, then I really don't know how it's going to play out, but there's a lot to look into it. Yeah, there's a lot to look into it, because if the case involves SIG, child born in USA, but you gave legal guardianship. Interesting. To be honest, I've never came across a case like this. On top of my head, I will say that I don't think there's an issue. Guardianship is basically, maybe you couldn't take care of the child. I'm assuming that's why you give guardianship. Yeah, this is something like I don't know on top of my head. The only thing I know, if the case involves SIG, then the mother cannot come back later and claim the child, because they gave up on it, because the child was abandoned. But if it doesn't include SIG type of case, then I'm not sure how it's going to play out. On top of my head, I will say there's no problem, but you're going to have to do more research, because I don't know it on top of my head. Never came across a question like that, or a case like that. Okay, that's how I'm going to answer that question. Yeah, I like to be honest with my answer. If I don't know, I don't know. Okay, anybody else? We are answering questions here, right? Please please go ahead and share as we are answering questions. We will continue to answer questions. If you have a question, put it in the comment. If you miss our immigration news segment, you just have to go back. We talked a little bit about some news. Yeah, you just have to go back. Okay. If you, yeah, you'll need to go back and if you have a question, please put it in the comment, okay? Yeah, tomorrow is Trump 100 days in power, okay? So basically, they're gonna give us a summary of what they've done when it comes to immigration. If we get the summary, I'll come back here to talk about it, or I'll post it on TikTok or anywhere else. But meanwhile, really, if you have a question, just put in the comment. And meanwhile, if you need a consultation, just schedule it. This is my consultation link is here. Um, Miss Tuck, Miss, yeah. Someone need a consultation, they can just schedule it. If you have an ENA 204, are you talking about 204C, but approved TPS status? And when the 204C came into play? After TPS or before TPS? Yeah, you need to elaborate more on your question. Generally, if you have 204C, there's no waiver available for it. I don't know how they approve the TPS, because usually they wouldn't approve TPS unless you overcome that that bar. But if it really clearly says it's a 2,4C bar and you never appeal it, then it stays final, right? That the decision is final. So, and it's not waivable unless you can prove that it wasn't fraudulent marriage to start with. So I'm not sure how TPS is was approved. Yeah, I'm not sure how TPS was approved, but anyway, TPS is approved. But let's say TPS is over and you're trying to apply for adjustment of status, let's say based on marriage or based on something else. What's going to happen is they're going to go back to the same problem that was never solved. Okay, then they're going to claim the same charges, and it's probably going to get denied unless you can show them evidence to overcome that, because there's no waiver available for that. No, you're gonna have to pay me. That's why you schedule a consultation. This girl, you're too much. I don't know. The only thing I told you is IG, SIG. If it's SIG, then you cannot do it because you already gave up and it was abandonment. I don't know under what condition why you decided to give guardianship. So yeah, if you want me to research, you need to schedule a consultation. This is a consultation link. Right here, I talk about subject that I already know. Okay. We talk about immigration issues. We talk about things that I already know that I can probably give practical tips. If I don't know, I say I don't know. If I have to research for that, then you have to pay me to research for that, you know? You're so funny. You too much. You too much. Anyway, so NATKNG. Okay, so we were talking about the 204C. TPS is already approved. I'm not sure how it was approved, but it's approved. But let's say you want to go back and the just status based on marriage or based on the child being a U.S. citizen. What is going to happen is that you're going to file the petition, then you're going to go back to that issue. That issue is going to come into play. If you cannot overcome it, it's going to stay like that, and the petition is going to be denied because there's no waiver available for that. That's the answer to that. I able to join motion to reopen. At this moment, I haven't joined anymore. Under Biden, yes. At this moment, I haven't filed any motion to reopen. So I don't know if ICE is taking motions, but I mean, you can always try, right? But right now, personally, I haven't filed any motion to reopen because I'm assuming that ICE will not take it because they're focusing on deportation. So if I were you, what I'll do, I'll wait a little bit and see how things, because the 100 days of Trump in power is tomorrow. It's gonna mark 100 days. Okay, Trump in power, and after that, maybe they'll slow down on things. Maybe we'll have more guidance on prosecutorial discretion and stuff like that. Yeah, and see how it's gonna play out. But joint motion, you can file as many as you can. It's just you and your money. So if you want to try now, you can try. Or if I were you, I'll wait a little bit and just see how things are going, then try. But as far as I'm concerned, recently I have not, like under Trump, since January 20th, I have not filed any joint motion. Oh, God. My sinus is, my sinus is all over the place. But anyway, as of now, I have not filed any motion. Okay? Joint motion under this administration, no. So I don't know if they're taking or not, because I didn't hear anybody saying they're taking. I have a friend who's ICE attorney in Texas. She told me that at their office, they're not taking no motion at all in Texas. So that's what she told me. So that's how I'm going to answer your question. Okay. What else we have here? Please like, please share. Please like, please share so we can wrap up, okay? What else? I want to see something. Yeah, we already talked about everything pretty much. Okay, so let's see if we have something else. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Can you request volunteer departure, volunteer removal? Basically, volunteer departure if placed in removal proceedings. The answer is yes. You can do that. They do it before the decision. So you do that. If it's granted, then you have to leave as you say you want to leave. If you don't leave, then you'll be barred from adjustment of status for 10 years. Even after the 10 years has passed, it's just almost complicated to adjust status later. The simple answer is yes. You're welcome. Okay, so this is it. We're done for today. I think we did well. We did well for today. Tomorrow is 100 days of power. So we're going to have at least a summary. Hi, Bijoux. Is I-130 approved has expired if you don't do the next steps? If you, most of the time, no, but let's say the case was transferred to NVC and you don't do anything, what's going to happen when you're ready to adjust status? Like we had a case with a client in Georgia. We had several cases like that. A client in Georgia, even clients here in Baltimore. So basically what happened was the file I-130 was approved, but because they were in removal, they couldn't do anything. And finally they got TPS. They did what everybody did. They travel to make your parole entry. And then we join ICE to motion to reopen and terminate removal. Then we apply for adjustment of status. When adjustment of status was pending, the I-130 was revoked because of non-activity. So what I asked them to do is to apply for reinstatement. Basically, what they did, they talked to the congressman. You know, when the congressman was a thing before Trump, so they talked to the congressman, and they were able to reach out and to USCIS, and the I-130 was reinstated. So in other words, even if it gets revoked, you can always reinstate it because you can show a good reason as to why you haven't done anything. And most of the time, those reinstatement works. Yeah. So that's basically what you can do if in case it happens. Okay. Okay, I guess this is it, right? We got everybody. Let's see. We got all the questions here. You're welcome. You're welcome. Anyway, thank you very much for showing up. Probably tomorrow we might come back if they give us a summary of what Trump was able to do within the 100 days in power. I might come back with a summary. If they don't give us a summary, we already know what they did, right? But sometimes they'll put it good, like they summarize, so we know where we currently stand as far as policies, immigration is concerned. But yeah, I'm gonna wait for the summary. If the summary comes, I'm gonna come back and just discuss it with you. If it doesn't come, we already know. Right? I'm just gonna continue to make my videos. Got real good subjects coming up for videos. Yes. Okay. And please continue to like, please continue to share. If for any reason you need a consultation, please schedule it. Consultations are worth it. They are so worth it. You have no idea. I had a consultation today. I just saved this person from going to file because there's nothing to file, you know. And some lawyer will not tell you that. They'll just say, "Oh, you should do this, try this." But if there's nothing to file, there isn't nothing. You just save your money and you can do something else with it. So, yeah. If you need a consultation, please schedule it because consultation is worth it, okay? And then especially schedule it prior to filing. Don't do it after because you might mess up your case. Okay? That's it. Until next time, bye-bye. Thank you.